Hello everyone and welcome to Aries All Over the Place. I am Erica, also known as Airy, and today, finally, I am here to give you my review on the latest episode of Married at First Sight, Season 11, Episode 15. So I know it's kind of late, but I mean, this literally is the third time that I have recorded this review due to a bunch of technical difficulties, and it's just been a whole lot of other stuff going on. But I am here. I don't like to watch any other reviews prior to putting mine up, so it has been killing me because I do like to hear what other people have to say. But now I finally can. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into this episode. The next episode will be Decision Day. Now, prior to this episode, I was pretty sure I knew where everyone would stand on Decision Day as far as their answers as to whether or not they wanted to stay married. But after this episode, I am not sure. I'm going to start off this review by talking about Brett and Olivia. So, not a whole lot to say about those two because obviously we know they broke up a couple of episodes ago. I will say I think Olivia is still optimistic about her relationship with Brett, and Brett very well may be as well, but he just can't help himself but to come off like a jerk when he's on camera. I'm starting to see exactly what Olivia was talking about, because I'm not sure that that whole jerk impression that he is giving to us is really who he is deep down inside. I do think that he actually cares about Olivia, but he's guarded for some reason. So it makes me wonder if he's been hurt in his past and that's why he's so guarded. When he was with his friend and his friend asked him, like, what have you learned from this process? And he said, oh, I learned a lot about TV production. His friend's like, no, what have you learned about yourself? Oh, nothing about myself. Like, he's just purposely trying to act like he does not have any type of emotion or feelings at all. And that is not healthy. So, I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that they are not going to be married, but I am curious to see how their conversation flows once they get back together on the couch on Decision Day. So we'll see. So moving right along. All right, so next I want to talk about Amani and Woody. So on this episode, I think that Woody actually lightweight admitted what I've been saying all along about him when it comes to his initial intent on coming onto the show. He told Amani that he wasn't sure that he would actually find anybody that he liked for real. He didn't see that it would work out at all, but he ended up meeting his soulmate. I thought that was so sweet, and I believe him. I do still think that he came onto the show initially just to kind of follow along behind his friend Miles. I don't think that he really had pure intentions going into it, but you know how they say, tell God about your plans and he will laugh. So, he placed someone in his life unexpectedly, and it actually is working out wonderfully. It was funny at the restaurant. There were two women that walked into the camera view. I don't know if anybody else caught that, but I could see the big booties and thighs coming in. I was like, watch Woody give a little glance at these girls as they walk in, and sure enough, he was like, doing a little quick glance, a little, you know how guys do and try to act like, they don't notice something. So I thought that was funny. But it's expected. I mean, people look, men look, women look, we all look. There's no harm in looking. But Amani, in their conversation, like right after they walked by, she kind of was like, hold up, stop right there. And I could see it on his face, and I think he thought she was going to question him about his wandering eye. But she didn't. She does not seem like the type of person that cares about stuff like that. Like she don't care about that. She understands. You're gonna look. I'm not tripping about that. So I think they're super cute. I don't believe the little soundbite that they put up for the previews for next week with Amani's voice saying, I want to get a divorce. I don't believe that one bit. I do believe that they both will say yes on Decision Day. They both have had conversations about saying yes on Decision Day. So that's what I think about them. Moving right along. Okay, so next I'm going to talk about Henry and Christina. So first of all, let me start by talking about Christina's friend. Christina's friend is giving me background actor vibes. And that is no diss to background actors because I myself am a background actor, so I know one when I see one. This man, I am so convinced, was hired and casted by Lifetime to play Christina's friend, which is sad because that means that she does not have any real friends. I could be wrong, but I'm willing to bet that that is the case. And then Christina herself must be an actress, because the way she cries on cue, it's either an acting situation or she's just that sad emotionally, just about life in general, that she has tears stored away that she can just bring out easily and conveniently when a certain thing comes up that she feels like she wants to manipulate whoever she's around with her tears. Because when they were at dinner and the only thing Henry could say when she asked, "What do you like about me?" when he's like, is that she was a good writer. And the letter you wrote last week was really good writing. And this girl burst into tears, good tears, talking about, "Oh my God, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me." Girl, what? What do you mean? And then when they get home and she's like trying to convince him that they had some sort of breakthrough of sorts. No, you did not. And she's like, "Well, maybe we just need more time." Boo-boo, y'all have had more time than you were supposed to initially have. What do you mean? And maybe we can go to counseling. This entire process is a counseling session. What do you mean? It's not going to work, ma'am. What she needs more time on is figuring out where she's going to live when this is all over with. She's trying to manipulate Henry into staying married so that she can stay secure with a roof over her head. That's all it's about. And I wish Henry would be honest with her and say how he feels and say, you know, "I really don't foresee this going any further." But he tells us, the audience, that. He tells the doctors that. He tells the other cast members that. But he does not tell Christina that to her face. There was only one time when he was upfront and honest with her about her lying. And that was it. She cried and then he got scared about it again. So it's almost like he needs people around to be able to tell her the truth or speak his truth, because it makes him feel protected in a sense to have other people around when he expresses himself. So it's still a no. I believe Henry is going to definitely say no. I think Christina will cry and pretend like she was going to say yes, but solely because she's not ready for this process to be over, because she's not comfortable and she has nowhere to go. That's it. Moving on. Next, let's talk about Miles and Karen. Karen is still the same broken record that we have heard week after week after week. She again, when speaking to Miles, used the term masculine while speaking to him. I was so happy that he stopped her right in her tracks and was like, "Hold up. You know, you keep saying this. What exactly do you mean when you say you're looking for someone who is masculine? What do you mean?" And she wasn't honest. What she told Dr. Pepper was that he calls her sis and, almost, insinuating that he has feminine traits. But that's not what she told Miles. She told Miles that she needs to feel protected in some sorts because of Black Lives Matter and protests and stuff like that. Like, I didn't understand what any of that had to do with her saying something about being masculine. Then all of the other things that she broke down that she needs in a man, I felt like Miles was already showing her those traits. So she's just a ball of BS at this point. If you notice though, she did tell her friends that she wants somebody who could put her in her place. The toxicity at this point is just too much. You can tell that she's the type of woman that thrives off of that type of energy, because the only thing that made her cry or feel, like she cared at all was the first time that Miles put her in her place or expressed his disapproval of the way things were going when she cried to Dr. Pepper. She likes that. That is what she thrives off of, which is so sad and unhealthy. And she doesn't even realize it. I really wonder and hope that the counselors, when they go back and they watch these things, I wonder if they recommend further therapy for some of the people who are casted on these shows. To me, this is the first season that I've watched that I felt like a lot of the people on here really need some extra help, just individually. I really feel like therapy would help a lot of these people on this season, just going forward, because like I said, it's really toxic behavior. Christina, Karen, Brett, I really feel like they need to get further help after the season is over, so that they can eventually one day be able to find true love and happiness. But I think everybody pretty much feels the same way about Karen and Miles. I hope that Miles will say no on decision day. When they were in bed, she did say something about, oh, I just have to think about what level will be left at after decision day. So almost like she wants to keep him around because she knows he's a good guy, but she's not sure that she wants to stay married. So maybe keep him in her back pocket and keep him trying, so that eventually she can come around to liking him. We ain't got time for that, ma'am. No, that's not why he came here. He came here to be married at first sight right now. So I hope he says no. I'm pretty sure Karen will say no. Yeah, she would. On the previews, that dress, that hair, that makeup, girl, you was looking good. But it's a no. Moving on. All right, friends. So usually as I break down and go down the list of the couples that I talk about, I usually start with either the couple that, is the least relevant, or the couples that we know for sure are just so much in love and there's really not much to say as far as drama is concerned. And usually Amelia and Bennett are at the top of that list. But today, friends, they are last. Amelia, friend, what the F? What is going on? Now, we all saw the preview last week where she said, I just thought it would be fun to be on a reality show. But again, we know how editing and production works, so I figured, okay, they're just doing this so that we can all be excited to tune in next week. But I'm sure the very next sentence that she speaks will be something different to clarify that whole thing, and it will be something that has absolutely nothing to do with the way that Lifetime portrayed it. But no, she doubled down on that and was like, yeah, so I just thought it'd be fun to be on a reality show. And then when I got the call, I thought even more that it would be fun to be on a reality show. And then they asked her, well, what will you miss most about this process? And she said, I'm gonna miss all the cameras that have been on me to make me feel like a movie star. What? First of all, I've always, in a way, felt like they were laying on the weirdness a little thick for the cameras, especially with Bennett being a theater director. I did feel like they were over exaggerating some of their weird things, for the cameras. However, I did believe that they were really those people and that they were matched for that reason and that they really did love each other. And I still believe Bennett does, but I'm not sure I understand or am convinced about Amelia. What makes it worse is that this man uprooted his life in New Orleans to go and be with her in Virginia for her residency. Like, this is not a game, girl. What are you doing? I couldn't believe it. My mouth was on the floor. Like, is she for real? I couldn't believe it. I don't feel like they really closed that situation out enough in this episode for me to, have a full understanding of what's going on. But I hope that they get to the bottom of that pretty quick in the next episode, because I don't know what's gonna happen now. Like, I don't know if Bennett is sure that he wants to stay married. I don't know if they're gonna have a conversation off camera to get to the bottom of it. I don't know. But, before this episode, I was convinced they were the number one couple. And yes, they will stay married. But right now, the only couple that I'm 100% sure of is Amani and Woody. So, I don't know. We will see. I'm really curious to see what happens. But I was very shocked that came out of Amelia's mouth. Like, I didn't expect that at all. All right, guys, so that is it with my review for this episode of Married at First Sight. I hope that you have enjoyed this review. If you like my reviews, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Be sure to comment below if you have any opinions of your own. I would love to keep the conversation going. As promised on this channel, I will hopefully this week be uploading a new video in reference to some work from home opportunities. So if that is something that you are interested in knowing about and how you can make some money from home right now during everything that is going on, again, be sure to subscribe to this channel. I thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope to see you on the next one. Have a wonderful day. Bye.